Hello, I am Test Drive and welcome to episode 44 of Forza Motorsport, where in this episode we are going to start off by buying a car, which is going to be none other than the Ferrari, wait for it, 360 Modena, because that's a car that I need to buy because there's a one-make race based around it. Let's see, I've never actually driven one of these. The only one that my work has had that I know of was one that was there whenever I first started going there to shoot videos in the first place. And it was roughly this color. It was silver of some sort. I mean, this silver, I'm not sure. But that has nothing to do with anything, because we're going to make it green. It's like British racing green. So we're going to buy this, and we're going to be doing the One Make series based around it. To continue on with the professional series. Once I get there. Which we are... here. Ferrari 360 Modena Cup. Open the unmodified Ferrari 360 Modena models. First place receives the Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale, which is pretty cool. And unlike the 355 and the 355 Challenge Stradale, I think it was Challenge Stradale, I won't be using the car I win in the very next episode. So, we have, of course, Ferrari 360s, and has to be stock, whatever. So on and so forth. And we have 5 tracks. We have these 5 tracks. You saw them. We're going to start out on Laguna Seca. Alright, I am yet again starting on pole for whatever reason. Similar to the Lotus Exige series I did last episode. Not sure what makes it to where I start in front, but whatever. I will happily take it over starting anywhere behind me. You fuck. Stop outbraking me. Go out. Get out of here. This car has some strange brake light to it. I don't actually know how the brake lights in real life work on this car, but the inside ones are brighter than the outside ones, and I don't know why. As in the, like the far insides and the far outsides come on either side, and the far inside ones are fucking bright, and then the far outside lights are dimmer for whatever reason. Not like, you know, I'm not that stupid where I'm like, oh, that's the brake light, the inside, yeah. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's get off of whatever the fuck just happened and actually talk about something interesting. Oh god. Oh god. Bad. Bad. Oh, okay. Hello. That worked-ish. I mean, I didn't completely die, I guess. So anyways, today was interesting for a few reasons. Got to go to work. I think it was about roughly 6 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So it was kind of cold. My truck decided it didn't want any of that, and it had problems the entire day. But the beginning of the day was, of course, the worst because I tried to get in. Oh, somebody's dead. Rip. Somebody just went way the fuck off the track. I revved the engine out. I revved the shit in the engine too, which is always good. But I went to start my truck this morning, and it was like vroom, 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 and then it finally started after about the 5th or 6th turnover. Thankfully, I'm fucking destroying the engine in this car. God damn it. It's hard. Why is it rev so high? But there was that, which was to kind of be expected, even though my battery is fairly new. I replaced it like middle of this year, so I don't know. But that happened, and then I happened to realize while I was driving that first off, the dashboard around the gauges was lit up like a Christmas tree. The check engine light was on and also flashing, because there's a bad misfire for whatever reason. Every now and then it gets a really bad misfire, and it's been happening more and more now. It's been getting colder and colder. So the check engine light was, well, sometimes it was flashing, sometimes it was solid. It doesn't really matter because it was still coming on. There was that. The ABS light has been coming on for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure of why. I don't even know if the ABS is working at the moment because I haven't really tested it at all. I haven't actually driven it in any like slick conditions, because all the Rangers past like 1990, maybe 98, I'm not sure, but they all had rear ABS as standard. So you at least got that, and then if you know wanted to pay more money to Ford, you could get the 4-wheel ABS system. But so ABS light was on constantly, except for every now and then it wouldn't come on whenever I first started the truck, but then it would come on a few minutes later. So I don't know, but there was that. There was the brake light, which is the light that comes on whenever I apply the parking brake. and that's the only time it usually ever comes on. It's been flashing on and off, just randomly as I'm driving, and it's not the e-brake, because it will trigger it, but it's only if you, like, if I were to let out the parking brake, which it doesn't even really work that well, but if I let it off and don't pull up on the pedal, or like the little, I guess you call it pedal, it'll keep the brake light on because it's still depressed a little bit because it doesn't pop all the way back up. But it wasn't that, because I haven't touched it really recently, and it's been all the way up. So I don't know what that's all about. And then my radio, of course, was slow because LCD displays. I was trying to say screens, but for some reason my mouse kept saying displays. I don't know why that was. It was going very slow, which if you haven't ever seen that, it's kind of weird because it's just like, you know, everything loads, but oh my god, what the fuck just happened behind me? Two people just took the exact same retarded line and both ran into the tire wall, with the second one actually, you know, spinning around once they hit the tire wall. That was strange, but the radio, yeah, it was like basically just everything pops up, but it's really slow, and it also kind of doesn't like, it doesn't instantly, like, you know, a lot of times when you hit a button on the radio, like numbers will pop up instantly. Well, it was like this. It's like it pops on slowly, like a normal light bulb, kind of. You know, if you look at a normal light, it's like it doesn't instantly come on, like an LED will, but a normal incandescent or whatever they call it light bulb won't. So that's average. I've known that for the last few years. But the last thing, I was trying to clean off my windshield as I was driving to work, and my windshield washer sprayers didn't spray anything. I guess they were frozen up and clogged with ice, because they worked when I went to lunch, but not when I got up to go to work. So I was kind of just stuck with a dirty windshield because there's no way I was gonna be able to clean it easily. And other than that, like, we have a shop truck at my work, which is a 95 Dodge Ram with a V10 in it. It was slow at starting. And then we get in to drive it, and we start to pull out the driveway. I'm looking over. I was in the passenger seat. My coworker was driving. And I look over. I'm like, the oil light's on the dash. And then I look, and like the oil pressure gauge is fucking like 0. So I was like, hey, why do people keep going off the track there? Stop that. There's no reason to do that. But yeah, the oil pressure gauge was showing absolutely nothing. So that was fun because it did actually come on about halfway over to our second warehouse. So luckily we did have oil pressure. I think it was just the gauge or the sending unit or something was kind of frozen up, and wasn't really working the way it should have. And other than that, I mean, I had to be out in the cold a bit today, and it was fucking cold. Like I said, the high was 16 degrees today. And I'm not used to that, because like last winter we had, I think this winter might be the same, but last winter was literally, the temperatures were like, you know, the high temperatures at least were like 40 and above or so. And there was about 2 weeks, 2 constant weeks, god damn it, I want to figure again. 2 constant weeks where the temperatures were lower than like freezing, and then it went back up to like 40s and 50s. So I'm hoping that'll happen again this year, because you know we've had snow. I've seen snow. Like, I had my fun in the snow, even though I didn't really drive in it much at all. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's like the same thing where it's like, you know, we get 2 weeks of really fucking cold and then it's warm again. That would be very nice. I feel like this episode is going to go by quicker than the last one too, because I'm going to be completing these races in less than 10 minutes usually. I'm pretty sure even the test track fucking race I'm going to finish within 10 minutes. So that'll be nice. I'll have a shorter episode. Like, long races are great, but like, I just can't talk for that long. That's why I've only been recording 1 per day. Well, the last 2 I recorded in 1 day, but that was also a mistake. I expected the Lotus Exige thing to be short, but it definitely wasn't. So there we go. I finished the race in 8 minutes and 3 seconds. And the next 360 was pretty close, and the next one after that wasn't that close. And then they were all far behind. Got 45,000 credits, which is gonna really help with leveling up because I'm level to level 36. And let's go ahead and continue on the next race. All right, we're on our next race at Maple Valley, which I'm excited for because, of course, I love Maple Valley. Oh, I just revved the shit out of the engine. Damn it! I need to stop doing that. Like, even though I'm like normally like, okay, I'm just gonna rev. You know, I'm gonna wait until the timer hits 0 and then hit the gas. And then sometimes I'm like, hey, fuck it, let's just floor it right away. That sounds like a fantastic idea. And I gotta watch these bumps up here, because this thing will get air, and it will fucking hit the rev limiter. Unlike some of the cars I've driven. Let's see, actually. Oh, it got close. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, what? Damage. Did I actually hit the rev limiter there? How the fuck did that happen? I actually have no clue of how that happened. God damn it. Oh, people are going off the track again. There's a red Ferrari off the track. Congratulations, you fucking idiots. I don't get... Can the AI just not drive the 360 or something? This car isn't hard to drive. I've surely ran off the road in it, but it's because I'm stupid. And, you know, if I try and drive it like a normal person, I wouldn't go off the track. So, I don't know. It's kind of strange that the AI are having so many issues with it. Like hitting tires and fucking damaging the cars, and it's quite strange. Hey, look at that. No brakes through there. See, can I get around here with no brakes? Hell yeah, I can. I could have probably gotten through there with full throttle, too. Not half bad. I probably could... Oh, fuck. Why are the gears so short? I feel like this car should, you know, have a lot longer fifth gear than, you know, one that tops out at fucking, like, 120. That's actually kind of strange. Ah, fuck. I feel like this car should go 120 in, like, third gear. This game has all kinds of weird fucking gear ratios in it. Oh, no, it goes faster than 120, okay. It was a bit of an exaggeration on my part. It goes 140. Let me rephrase that. I'm sure this car can go 140 in third gear. Like in real life. I actually don't know. Maybe fourth gear. Like my truck, well, let's see, my truck tops out at, my Ranger tops out at around, I think the fastest I can go in third gear. Oh, fuck. Go. I think my Ranger tops out at about, if I'm right, it's about 80 or so in third gear. No, maybe 70. Yeah, I think 70, 75 is the fastest it can go in third gear. Which isn't far much off from this car. Let's see. Let's do some math. Yeah, this car can go, you know, close to 100. And my truck can go 70. And that's comparing a fucking 119 horsepower Ford Ranger to a fucking 400 horsepower Ferrari 360. I don't know. Alright, so, hopefully I don't majorly wreck this lap, and I also hopefully I don't get more damage, because I do want more credits. Fuck me. Apparently I'm a lot faster than the AI around this track too. I mean, when I don't go off the track, I mean. When I do go off the track, of course, they're able to keep up because, you know, the power of stupidity is with me. Ooh. It gets close to the rev limiter there. Ah, you swat. That bump jumped on me. Jumped on me? I don't think that's what I was trying to say, but I'll go with it, I guess. Alright. Man, I surely do enjoy driving around Maple Valley. Even if I do screw up a lot. Oh god. Please don't wreck there again. Don't want to do that. That is against the rules. Oh yeah, random thing that I just remembered. So if you remember, like episode, I think it's actually the episode that went up today, episode 28 of this game. I used the fucking ah, I used the Ford Mustang Cobra R. Why am I being so retarded all of a sudden? Help. But and I think it was episode 28. I used the Ford Mustang Cobra R, the 2000 Mustang Cobra R in this game. And I happened to notice that there was a very strange, like, null car version of the Cobra R that was also in the race that shouldn't have been there, as far as I know. And I was thinking was probably something to do with the fact that I'm playing this on 360 instead of the original Xbox, and the fucking emulator can't handle it, and just made a random, like, mistake. But I was watching Rhino GT4's Let's Play this game. Like, well, not really watching it, but kind of just skimming through it and, like, looking at what cars he used and whatnot, because I'm competitive, kind of. And he was playing the original Xbox, and that car showed up in his race too. So it wasn't the fact that I was on 360, it's an actual, like, bug in the game. And that's pretty hilarious, because I had never seen that before. Because I had never cared enough to probably, if I ever did play through those races beforehand, I never paid attention to the other cars, because I sure as fuck don't remember seeing that ever. So yeah, a little fun fact for you. And this race is gonna be fairly short. Be under 7 minutes long. Oh no, I'm gonna go off the track. Oh, slightly. I'm actually gonna get a clean lap. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Is this real life? Let's see. The last corner is a test. I'll slow down here. Alright. Made it through last corner. Fairly clean. Wow, I actually made a clean lap. Fucking look at me go. Alright, so there's the second race done. And, wow, I lost 4,700 credits. Goddamn. Level up to level 36. ACT raised their level of sponsorship. All clutch and flywheel upgrades for all cars are 25% off in the upgrade shop. So the thing I like about this game, or Forza 2, with Forza 2 you have car levels instead of level rewards. I don't remember. I think level rewards mostly just like give you credits and like cars and shit. But in this game, whenever you level up, it gives you these sponsorships. And in Forza 2, you had to get car levels up on various different cars from the same manufacturer to have a bigger discount. Like you got 5% off of a certain part per car. Or maybe it was all parts. I don't remember. But in this game, it gives you these all cars, or it gives you, you know, free, or not free, but discounts for parts on all the cars instead of just certain kinds of cars, which I think is pretty cool. Alright, we are in our third race at Blue Mountains Raceway. My car is so green, it hurts. But fun fact, this car actually sounds, you know, very close to what it sounds like in real life, which I think is fantastic. Good job, Turn 10. They actually, like, it's surprising how well Turn 10 did with the engine sounds in the very first game that they made. Well, Turn 10 / Microsoft Studios. Like, one of the most notable ones is the Buick GNX. It has a very, I guess you call it specific engine note. Like, it's very unique, is another word for it. And this game is almost like a perfect emulation of it. And which you'll see in the, and I have plans to use that car in a future episode. And you'll see what I mean hopefully then. But I don't really know. I mean, because I've actually driven Grand Nationals, not GNXs, but I've driven Grand Nationals, and they basically have the same engine, just slightly detuned. And the engine sound in real life, just like listening to the actual car while driving it, is like almost spot on to what this game is, you know, showing. And of course, this 360 sounds, you know, like a 360 in real life. One thing I never understood about Forza games was like all the engine sounds are great, except for like classic muscle cars with V8s. They all sound like they have no exhaust in the games. I have no clue of why. Like, you know, I've driven all kinds of classic cars, ranging from like, you know, Triumphs to old Jaguars with V12s and so on and so forth. And the American muscle cars, unless they have like a crazy exhaust system, like either, you know, just a straight pipe or whatever, even like Flowmaster exhaust and like fancy exhausts don't make them sound anywhere near like what they sound like in these games. They just sound like they don't have any kind of exhaust on them in these games. Fuck. Like in real life, they have a much, well, they sound, I guess raspy is the correct word for the way they sound in this game, or in these games. Although this game, they're not that bad. It really started when they went to like Forza 3 and Forza 4. Forza 1 and 2 were actually not half bad. They weren't perfect, but they weren't awful. But in real life, they're more I guess just whatever the opposite of raspy is. They have a much, I guess, smoother. Yeah, they sound a lot smoother. So I don't know. It's always been strange to me. Like whenever I drive, you know, I've driven all kinds of cars in real life, like a Challenger, fucking with 340. You know, I've driven 302 Camaros have a really unique sound to them. The 69 Z28s. I've driven 2 of them, and both of them have sounded the same. And they have a real. It's not like, you know, completely different from every V8 sound, but they do definitely have their own unique sound. Like I don't know if you can hear the lifters more or whatever, but you can just something's different. And I don't know if any game I've ever played has perfectly emulated that sound. So yeah, there's a little tidbit on engine sounds. Everything else is great though, like Ferraris and fucking. I can't really give much of an opinion on the other classic cars because I don't remember what they sound like. At least on, you know, the newer games. Even in Forza 7, they're pretty bad. The American muscle cars, and I just don't get it at all. But whatever. I guess I'm not the one to talk because I'm not the one making the game. But damn it, I can critique the game all I want to. Turn 10 can just shut up and listen. Although they won't, because I doubt they'll ever find this video in specific. But, yeah. Engine sounds are a pretty hard thing to get right, though. If, like, you know, if I know what I'm talking about at all. Like, you really have to, like... Well, it's a video game, so... You're obviously not going to just be able to, you know, replicate the sound real easy. Plus the fact that you have variable RPMs and variable throttle positions and all that crap, which all makes differences, of course, in real-life cars. So I think they just kind of do the best they can with the stuff and leave it at that. But like Assetto Corsa has fantastic engine sounds, and even though I hate the game, Project Cars has absolutely fantastic engine sounds as well. So, I mean, they don't really have any classic muscle cars or anything like what I was talking about, but the race cars and shit, they sound fantastic. And I feel like Turn 10 could take a page out of their book and... Oh yeah, like shit, yeah, Slightly Mad Studios is pretty good at it. That's like the one thing they are good at. Not physics and not fucking releasing games without bugs and... Slightly Mad. I refuse to buy Project Cars 2. Even though people say it's good, I just don't want to deal with the fact that it's a Slightly Mad Studios game. Because I really don't like Slightly Mad Studios. Like, the only thing that I would actually play by them, and I guess, I'm pretty sure it's by them, is Need for Speed Shift. The first one. Shift 2 sucks. Like I said, I don't like Project Cars, and then I just don't want to play Project Cars 2, really. So, one thing I do want to play, but I don't have the money to buy the required system to play it on, is Gran Turismo Sport. I've been hearing very good things about it, and especially with the new update where they have an actual kind of a career mode, which is something I would actually be like interested in. Obviously, with me playing through this fucking game and Forza 2 and all kinds of other solo racing games. I really want a PS4, and I was gonna buy one actually for Christmas, like just kind of as a Christmas present myself. But then all of a sudden, like, you know, everybody and their mom wants to record videos of my car that doesn't run. So now all my money's going towards that, and PS4 has been put on the, you know, on the back burner. Another thing I want to buy is VR, something VR, like, you know, an Oculus Rift or a HTC Vive. I'd probably go with the Vive because I've heard it's a lot more refined, and it's a lot better, and I think it's also cheaper than the Oculus. But I don't know. I've wanted a VR headset for a long time, and I've never even tried one yet. Like, they've had them on display, and you can, like, you know, I guess demo kiosk or whatever at Best Buy. But I've always just kind of walked past them without being like, I'll check that out later, and I never have. And I'm pretty sure they don't even have them anymore. But so I really want to get one, especially because there's more, like, it's a silly fucking game, but that VR chat game that has recently became popular, well, recently compared to when this video is being recorded. I've only been really seeing stuff about it in the past 3 weeks or so, 2-3 weeks. But like, that's gonna it's a silly game, but it's a great use of VR, and I feel like it's gonna open a lot of doors, and there's gonna be a lot of VR related shit coming out for the next couple of years, and I feel like it might actually stick around, unlike other, you know, kind of tech fads that have been around recently-ish. Like, what was I? Like the Wii related stuff. Well, I guess Wii, the Wii motion sensing shit is kind of in VR because you have the little controllers. But yeah, I think it actually is going to stick around as a. I wouldn't call it a fad, because fads are more of things that just kind of fade away after not too long of being around. More of I don't know. They're gonna be useful, and they're gonna be actually, you know, developing stuff for VR for the next couple of years. So I've been thinking about getting one of those, but they're expensive, and they're more expensive than a PS4 and Gran Turismo Sport, even if I do get the PS4 Pro, which is my plan, actually. So I don't know, but that race is done. So let's continue on to the next one. All right, we're on to our fourth race at this godforsaken track, not map. This ain't Call of Duty. This ain't a map. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this map and this track, as you fucking probably know by now, considering I've been on it for like the last 4 or 5 episodes. But at least it's not the last race this time, so I'm not ending it off on this fucking shit. We actually have New York long left, so that'll be probably awful whenever I get to it, because I'm sure everybody's going to die in turn 1, as they always do. And this car has a lot of understeer. It seems like every mid and rear engine car in this game has fucking massive understeer. Like, no matter what car it is, like, at low speeds, they all just understeer to shit. No matter if they're Ferraris or, like, the Renault Clio. I think I drove the Renault Clio, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But, yeah. Like, look at that. That was a lot of understeer right there. And it kind of sucks, especially for a track like this, because I'm just constantly turning at low speeds, which is awful. I like high-speed turns better than low-speed turns. And high-speed can be anything above, like, you know, 70 miles per hour or so. In a car like this, at least. I need to stop going off the track, because they're, like, right behind me. And I need to not have them right behind me. Got 3 laps on here. Not looking forward to that. I wonder if this will be done in under 10 minutes, because I remember, well, I know that the Lotus Exiges took 12 minutes to do 3 laps of this track, and this is like an entire class higher, because I think the Lotuses were like B3 class, and this is A3. So I don't know, it might be finished in under 10 minutes, depending on how fast you're on these fucking corners, especially these fucking ones. Also, I just realized this is reverse, or is it reverse or forward? We're going the opposite direction. Yeah, it's reverse, because look at the fucking arrows. They're pointing the wrong direction. So, we're doing this reverse now. I don't think we've done that yet. I think it's always been forward so far. But, yeah, I'm curious if oh, this turn is a lot sharper than I thought it was. Oops. I have a 10-second penalty. God damn it. Oh, let's make that 11. I'm just gonna not, you know, go around the corner. I'm just gonna go through the corner instead. I just looked over. I have like the list of my uploads open on my other monitor, and I saw a perfect opportunity to make a stupid video title, and I'm going to do that after this episode. And it's going to, well, it hasn't went up yet, but episode 37. I have it currently named Corvette versus Challenger because I'm boring like that. And I just came up with the idea of calling it, I guess something relating to a Challenger to a Corvette, like, you know, challenging a Corvette, so on and so forth. So I'm probably gonna name it like a Corvette Challenger, because I've been making up the dumbest titles as I possibly can for basically everything I've been doing on this channel so far. Unlike my old channel where I mainly just fucking like was like, okay, this series in this game is called this, or like, you know, and instead of, you know, being an interesting name, it'd be Class B Championship or whatever, and that would be the title. But now it's like I'm trying to think of how stupid I can be and naming them all something stupid, except for some of them. Like some of them I just cannot think of an interesting name. So like there's one that's called Lightweights, and then a Rare Audi, and then, you know, yeah. And then there's other ones like the Lingen Fricker, which I ended up calling the Lingen Fucker, I think, throughout that episode. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like it, probably doesn't help, like, with search results, especially with people wanting to actually know, like, about a certain series or a certain, certain part of a game. Although I always put that in the description, but I feel like the title, searching for terms that are in video titles, well, searching for terms comes up more with videos that have those in the title compared to in the description or in the tags. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's how the YouTube fucking piece of shit algorithm works. But, I don't really care. As I said in the update video I just made, which is the end of year update video, is, if you're curious, is currently December 27th, and that will be up on January 1st. And you've already seen it by now, probably, unless you're new to the channel. If so, hello, but I don't even know where I was going with that, honestly. I completely forgot my train of thought. I just got completely distracted with the fact that it's not 2018 yet, for me. My brain hurts. My brain hurts often. There are many things that make my brain hurt. One of them being talking about something and then slightly getting derailed and then completely forgetting what I was going to originally talk about. And it seems to happen pretty often. So I apologize, but I don't know. It's like, something like that is like, you try and stop it, but you can't, because it's not something that you really think about ever. Like, I didn't think, like, oh, I'm just going to talk about this for a second, and then I'm probably going to forget it. It was more of, oh, I'm talking about this thing. Oh, wait, this thing, look, this thing. And then going back to the first thing, it's like, So, I don't know. My brain hurts. That's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, fuck. So this race is probably not going to be done in under 10 minutes. Judging by the fact that I still have a lap left to go, and my first lap was a 4-minute 25-second lap, and I'm still not even probably 70% through this lap. Son of a bitch. And again, I didn't really get distracted by getting interrupted, and I completely lost my train of thought. All the arrows are backwards. They're telling me to go the wrong direction. Maybe I'll get less of a penalty this lap. Because I'm only at 7 seconds so far, and I was at like well over 10 seconds the last lap. I think it's 11 was the total. So maybe I'll be slightly competent for the rest of this lap and not get 4 more seconds worth of penalties. Even though it only takes about, I think it's like 2 seconds of being off the road is 4 seconds of a penalty. I think it's doubled whatever time you were actually off the road. Oh god, nope. Okay, we can't go over 10. I have to be extremely careful. We cannot go over 10-second penalty for this lap. It is illegal. And luckily, there's only a tiny bit left of this lap, and it's all fairly straightforward, so that may actually happen. Alright, hopefully we'll get... Oh no, I'm gonna go over... I'm gonna get almost the worst... Well, actually, I probably am gonna get a worse lap time than my first lap. If that goes up to 10 seconds. Or 4 minutes, 10 seconds. Yep. Wow. That doesn't happen often. I was fucking 2 seconds slower than my first lap. So, I don't really have high standards. Fuck. For this lap. Also, I like how that isn't sticky grass like it is in Forza 2. So you can just like take that as a shortcut. Because that turn fucking sucks the way it kind of zigzags. Alright. New goal. Don't get any more penalties this lap. I very sincerely doubt that's going to happen, but I will give it a bit of a try. I'm probably going to go slow as shit, but whatever. And I'm also kind of in focus mode. If I don't talk much, that's why. Because I'm trying to not kill myself. Luckily I haven't wrecked this race, so I'm going to get all my 46,000 credits. That's one good thing to look forward to. Hey, I'm already 10 seconds ahead of my best time. Fuck yeah. That's the kind of shit I like to see right there. Also, car behind 8 seconds. That's also another fantastic thing to see. Alright, that was... Oh, my rev limiter. And my engine's yellow, I think. It looks yellow. God damn it. That means I'm going to lose, like, probably, like, 2,000 credits. Which is, you know... It's realistic. These cars cost a lot to keep running. Not nearly as much as the 355, but still fucking, like, the maintenance bills for these cars are ridiculous. For fuck's sake. 0.867 seconds. That's fantastic. I love how it's always 0.60 or 0.067. Like, if you barely go off the track, that's what it... Fuck me. That's what it always says, instead of being, like, you know, a different amount of time. It's always 2/3 of a hundredth of a second. Oh no. Oh, I actually made that for the first time. Holy shit. I didn't cut the corner. Congrats, me. Alrighty. Maybe they are catching up? I think they are. No, maybe not. They were 8 seconds behind. Let's see how far behind they are now. Oh, 11 seconds. That's even better. That's the kind of shit I like to see. And I also like the fact that this fucking race is almost over. I'm like a minute from this race being over. I give it a 10. I still find it weird that I like, well, I don't like, but I don't hate the sections of this track that are in Forza 2, but I hate them less than I hate the fucking full course. I don't know why. I think it's just because there's just so much shit going on. Like with the smaller thing, like, you know, you do 3 laps of a fucking tiny course and voila, you're done with the race. And this, it's like, you have to do every fucking course at the same time for 3 fucking laps, and it's awful. Yeah, race was definitely not under 10 minutes long. Fuck. Got over second penalty, shit. Hey, it was a .33. .333, not 33. F333333333333333 SP. Right? Isn't that how it's said? Alright. 4 minute 10 second or 4 oh yeah, because I got the penalty. I was like, why is it 4 minutes 11? But there we go. I lost 1,600 credits from over-revving the shit out of my engine. Got our 44,000, and let's continue on to the last race at New York. Alright, we are into a final race at New York. Long, which is, like I said, I bet this is gonna be awful. So I'm gonna try and get to turn 1 way before anybody else, but that's probably not gonna happen because considering everybody's in the exact same fucking car with the exact same parts. I don't know. I might be able to. They might slow down. If one guy slows down in front, right here, then the rest of them will be forced to slow down too. Well, one of them slow down. Oh god, there's a big wreck! Big wreck before turn 1. Alright, I'm gonna take this corner slow, unlike you, and not hit the wall like you. Thank you for just securing the fact that I'm gonna be back in first place. Kind of fucking pass in, please. That was pretty good. I have to give that a pretty good out of okay rating. Ow, fuck. Okay, this is not pretty good now. You passed me on the outside. You fucking empty box me. Do not empty box me. I will empty box you back. P.S. If you don't know what that means, just go watch Empty Box on YouTube. He's pretty decent. This fuck is being in front of me, and it's fucking annoying. Go. I'm trying to draft off him, but it's not working that well. It's working a little bit. Oh, there we go. Thank you for taking the far outside lane there, as I just push him further out. Yeah. That was a lot of words that didn't make any sense right there. They take really wide turns, but they also go faster through the turns, and I don't get it. That's not how it works. That jump is still weird to me, because you like scrape the shit out of your car whenever going up it. If you're in a fast car, that is. If you're in a slower car, it doesn't really affect you. But I remember in the Panos I used in like episode fucking 30 something, I kept going over that, and then I kept losing steering as well, which was very strange. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. But this fuck needs to go away. You're like the M. Rossi of this goddamn game. Go away. Stop being right behind me. You're not even in a red car. You're not even doing it right. Okay. Later, nerd. It's time to fucking leave. I'm hoping I can get a little bit of yeah, I'm getting some distance. 2:36 lap time, not too bad. Shit, that's a lot better than my last race, which was fucking 4+ minutes per lap and was 3 laps. How come this race is so much shorter when you could obviously make it like the same fucking length by just adding one more lap? I mean, I'm not gonna complain because like this makes it easier to record and edit and shit, but I don't know. It's kind of odd to me. I keep getting distracted too. I shouldn't have what I have open on my other monitor. Currently, Rhino GT4 is streaming the very end of Forza 4, his Forza 4 Let's Play, aka the Porsche DLC, and I just kind of casually have it up on my other monitor, and just every now and then I look at it. And right now he's driving a 911 3.3 Turbo, and I'm gonna end up watching his stream instead of editing this because I want to see him finish the game, because I think he'll be able to finish it tonight, judging by how long he usually streams for. So by now, Rhino will have his Let's Play done, like, and uploaded. So congratulations to him. I think... No, he won't. Because this isn't 20 episodes ahead of my last episode that went up. And he has 20 episodes to do of the Porsche DLC. Oh, plus fucking... He has, like, all of the World Championship stuff to upload still, so... Never mind, I take my congratulations back. Kind of. I mean, congratulations on finishing it, because I'm assuming you'll have finished it in recording-wise, but not uploading-wise. And if you want to watch his Let's Play, be sure to look it up on YouTube. It's probably like the first thing to come up when you type in Forza 4 Let's Play or something. There's a Toys R Us fucking advertisement right there. They went bankrupt. I just damaged the shit out of my engine, and I'm upsetty. God damn it. This car is too easy to over-rev, and I don't know why. I've done it so many fucking times. Oh, he's not in the 911 Turbo. He's in the 911 RS Carrera, which I drove a clone of, even though it was like a legit clone. It had the actual 2.7 liter engine, and it was pretty fantastic, not gonna lie. That car's been long gone sold though. But yeah, that was a fantastic car. Somebody really really did the clone well. It's weird, that car, or that Carrera RS in the game doesn't look nearly as wide, like fender wise, as the real one. Well, not the real one, but the clone I drove in real life. It's kind of strange. This car doesn't have a very high top speed. Like, I expect 6 gear to like top out at fucking like 190 in this car. Although I doubt it could get to 190 because I don't think it has enough power. At least I didn't. I wasn't the only one at the wall there. I feel better about that now. And also, that car looks quite strange because it has a red, like the word Carrera on the side on the stripe is red, and the car is red. It's very strange. Because normally the Carrera is like red, and the rest of the car is like black or something, and the stripe is gray. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, the way that looks. And I'm hardly gonna get to talk to him during this fucking series, because he's starting the last race now, and it's on Nürburgring GP at probably like 2 laps, I think. So he's gonna be done probably before. Well, he'll be done roughly about the same time as I'm done with this race. Well, no, actually, no, 2 laps. He'll be close. I'll probably finish this like 30 seconds before he finishes his race, because I still have a decent amount of this track left to go. This track is decently long as well. I still like it though, even though I fucking despise the first turn, because either A, go too fast and hit the wall, or B, go too slow and get plowed by the AI. And too slow is usually, you know, about right to actually make the corner. So it's kind of awful. But if they fix that, you know, if they brought this track back and fixed the fact that the AI just don't care and fucking run into the wall there, it would be pretty fantastic. But I don't see that happening. Although you never know. It could come back. Like, if they brought back Maple Valley, they obviously care a little bit at least, even though this track didn't make it past Forza 3. And this specific layout of this track, the long version, didn't make it past this game, which I find kind of strange. I don't know why like Forza 2 or 3 or 4 didn't have, or Forza 2 or 3 didn't have the long version of New York. But anyways, there we go. That is our last lap done of our last race. My nose itches. I apologize for sounding a little strange there. Close to level 37. Yeah, the end of the professional series is actually gonna help me level up pretty quickly. And we'll go grab our prize, which is the Challenge Stradale, which is pretty cool. The Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale. Pretty neat fucking car. It's got the, I guess it's got the mesh around the brake lights. Like, I think the 360 my work had that. I was talking about the beginning of the episode, had that, but it wasn't a Challenge Stradale. But yeah, there it is. And there's the stats. It weighs exactly 3,000 pounds. That's kind of interesting. And I believe that will conclude this episode of Forza 1. So thank you all so much for watching. In the next episode, we'll be finally taking on the Shelby Cobra series. And then we'll be working our way on from there. Kind of curious. I guess I'll probably be leveled up by the time I get to these races. I'm not sure. Although, oh yeah, fuck. These have 6 races in them. So I probably will be leveled up enough to actually do at least one of these. Because it's like 35, and like there's a couple there from 35, a couple from 30, and then it's like level 40, level 45, and level 50. And I don't think I'm going to be level 50 by the time I finish this series. So I'm going to have to go back to the competition. Okay, competition. What the fuck is it called? Championship series. I'm going to have to go back to this, do some more, and then go back to this. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. And I am out of here. See ya.